done, Gary.
Right, I think it's fair to say that most rigs will work at Dream Lakes. If you've got confidence in something that you use at home, then you might as well bring that confidence out here and use that here. Obviously, we've got a couple of different rigs that we've been using during this session. They've worked for us, so you know, if you wanted a little starting point, this could be a good one. I'll let you start, Rail. What are you using, mate?
Well, to start off with, simplicity, you know. A boilie, cut down a little bit with a high vis pop-up on the top, you know, just for a bit of visual.
And I suppose also it must sort of take off the weight of the hook, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, I'm using it KD style, you know, it's such an easy rig to tie, ain't they? But it's just, you're throwing boilies out like that, a bit of white or a bit of yellow, a bit of pink, it's just trying to make it stand out from the rest, and, you know, obviously it sits just like that, so.
It's funny, isn't it? Because sort of years ago we'd try and make our sort of hook baits blend in with everything, wouldn't we, as much as possible, but now it seems that something on their visual definitely sort of grabs their attention quicker, doesn't it?
Yes, you know, it's simplicity itself, you know, just that.
Gives you a chance of sort of getting a bite over a lot of bait quite quickly, doesn't it? So you've got a couple of them sinkers on there.
Yeah, a couple of sinkers.
Bit of supernatural and a
gravel
curved shank hook. And what
size
you got
8.
On the end there, you got a little
Link loop.
little wing on there, link loop.
Yeah.
Sorry, so size 8 hook. So is that a sort of average size hook you use out here?
At a push, I'll go to a 6.
Yeah.
At a push. If it was like, you know, if you're fishing against the snags or the far bank and you have to hold them away, you know, but 8s, that is all I use really.
It's sort of, I mean, really, it's just like English style fishing, isn't it? You know, you don't really need to step up your gear, do you?
No, it's not overly snaggy, is it, you know?
Cool, and you've got another one there?
Yeah, because I'm spodding as well as throwing boilies out. I use a dumbbell with a little bag. You know, I will put the bag on this one as well, just to stop it from tangling and just to have crushed boilie in there, you know, just to...
Nice little bit of attraction there.
Yeah, that's the same, you know, that's soft.
Hybrid soft?
Yeah. Size 8, that'd be the same hook as that, size 8 curved shank and the KD style, because it's got the white bit wafter again, you know, wafter.
Yeah.
Just to keep it all away, but I've put it on the safe zone leader, and this is simplicity, you know, everyone can buy these. And this is it, I'll just clip the old swivel off, put a quick link on there.
Right.
You know, and then, some people, when you have the swivel and the quick link, you have to put the rubber over, don't you?
Yep.
But what I do is I clip that off, put the old thingy on, thingy, you know.
Leg clip?
Yeah.
Oh, so you sort of squashed that leg clip down a bit, have you?
Yeah, squashed it so it sits in there, like it just pulls in just like that.
And that sort of, is that like a semi-running setup then, or like a semi-fixed?
Yeah, I have like a little stopper here,
okay.
4mm bead. Yeah, I should just go like that.
Got ya.
You know, it just runs away. Easy, that.
Quite a short hook link as well?
It's like gravelly out there where I'm fishing, you know, so, and I'm over, this is the one I've put over the spod, so I'll go shorter than that if I have to. You know, I've been known to use them about 3 inches long. And like, look at the lead, you know what I mean? Your bait is like there. So they're not really worried about them, you know?
No.
Once you get them milling around. But simplicity itself on here, you know, that's all you need on here.
Definitely. Well, I've sort of obviously been using the chod rig last night, so I might as well show this. Obviously there is a lead cord ban at Dream Lake, so no lead cord, but I'll be honest with you, I prefer to use it without lead cord anyway. Straight on the main line there, fluorocarbon main line, thread a couple of beads up. I put them on the wrong way. Obviously, I mean, you can move that really easily. Yeah. And there's no knot for it to get caught on, so you know, it's really safe. Size 5 stiff rigger, little pop up. I like them short as well. I don't know, I suppose.
Yeah, I think if I was to use a pop up, I can't. And I can use zig rigs, but I can't use a pop up 3 or 4 inches off the bottom. It's weird, isn't it?
Brilliant rig, isn't it, for sort of single hook bait fishing, or just if you're spreading boilies about.
Yeah, well, it proved last
you
night,
know,
didn't it?
That's my favourite setup for that.
It didn't take long to go last night.
No. And obviously I put that on there just for the daytime. Yeah. Little bit of a visual thing on the end there. 3 ounce lead, shock leader sleeve, just literally just to sort of give it a bit of cushion. Very simple, but very effective. Yeah. And the other great thing about this, obviously, as you know, Rail, is like, you can sort of cast it pretty much anywhere, can't you? Yeah. You know, I mean, there are areas that are deep as silt out here, so you could pull it up a bit further.
Yeah, you just need to pull it up a bit, don't you?
Yeah, I tend to fish it quite close to the lead when it's fairly clear, because I think it just brings the lead into play a bit quicker, helps hook them, doesn't it? But, yeah. You know, real nice, simple setup that will definitely work for you if you wanted to give it a go when you come out here. Right, these days Dream Lakes is a boilie only water. Now you're more than welcome to bring whatever bait you like. Obviously if you've got something you've got confidence in, you may as well bring some of that along. However, mainline sell and new grange is kept on site. You can order it before you come, or you can just pick it up as the week goes on out here. Now, it's fair to say that these two baits have absolutely dominated these waters ever since I started using here, and not just these waters, but in England as well. So you'd probably be silly not to come and use this, to be honest with you. It's such a great bait, isn't it?
Yeah.
How do you tend to use your bait whilst you're out here?
Well, obviously you're here for a week, and it's all like frozen bait, so it is going to go off if you don't look after it, you know. And the first way you could, you know, have to bring air drying bags is the best way to keep them moving. But if you want a spod, or you're fishing around on the point and obviously going baiting up, I chop mine up. Like, I won't chop all of it up. I chop, say I'm bringing 20 key, I chop 10 up and keep 10 in boilies, you know.
Before you come here, you actually chop out. Right.
Yeah, but obviously I'm in a, you know, as I work at Maine, and I can get my bait and bring it here and prepare it. But if you get your bait here, what we do is when it's soft, when it comes out the freezer, because it's all here ready for you, let it thaw out. When it goes soft, undo the bag, yeah, what it comes in, and lay it on the floor and ask one of the bailiffs to run over it with the tyres, and it crushes it up really quick, you know. But that's one way. You got the other way is the quarter crusher.
Yep.
You know.
Obviously, you can do quite a few at a time, can't you?
Yeah. You know, if you want to do it and you're running out, I know it's a bit hard work, you know, but I've sat there for ages before these come out and broke them. 2 hours and I had blisters on my hand, and I broke 10 key up because that's how I was catching them, you know.
I noticed around there's a little mangle machine by the lodge.
Yeah, that's for bags, because it just goes into dust, you know what I mean, if you want to put a bag on.
Yeah.
Because obviously you can't use anything else, so.
I mean, it is great, isn't it? You've got so many different shapes and sizes in there, so that's
you know,
just perfect,
just leaking
isn't it?
out, innit, additives and all that, because obviously like where it's all chopped up and broken, it's like.
Millions of different sizes. Keeps them guessing as well, doesn't it, on when they are actually feeding.
Yep.
And I noticed you put a bit of that in there as well, didn't you?
Yeah, I'll stodge it up with this, you know, just so I can poke it in the spod.
And it gives it
Yeah, it smells nice, doesn't it?
extra bit of scent, doesn't it, mate?
Yeah, but a must is air drying bags and to keep an eye on your bait, you know, because it will go off.
Yeah. Right, another little thing I suppose could be worth mentioning, rehydrating. It's not something I've done loads in the past, but when I have, it has worked for me. So obviously, like, people can air dry their baits before they come, and then when they get here, obviously just put them in some water. I actually add a bit of salt to the water, and sometimes a bit of green neck mussel as well, you know, just sort of really
trying to suck it back in.
Yeah, it's sort of. I think a dry boilie is going to be absorbing sort of water, isn't it? Not going to kick in out as much flavour until it's full of water, isn't it? You know, so the more moisture you've got in your bait to start with, the more it should be kicking out. So it should be working for you quicker. Obviously, hook bait wise, I mean, I know you like to use your little snowman setups.
Yeah, with the dumbbells.
Also, I've heard that, you know, in the past you've done really well just using a single dumbbell on the bottom.
Yeah, it chops and changes, you know what I mean? I start off with, say I'm fishing, I like the spod, and I like to get the fish competing, so I will fish 3 rods really close together. So I'll have like a bottom bait, like a cell dumbbell on its own, and I'll have one with like a bit of yellow, you know, so it's just sat up, one with a bit of white, and just find out what ones to go. Then I'll change all 3 rods onto them. And it chops and changes all day long.
Yeah.
You know, like we've been here a few days now, and I started off on yellow, and I've moved to white, then I had a couple on pink, now it's moved back to white.
It's nice to play around as well, isn't
yeah,
it?
Yeah, you know, it's, if it was that easy, it'd be boring.
Yeah.
You know, but it's, you know, you can cast out here with anything. You can just, don't have to spod, you can just cast out, find your little area, and spray bait if you like.
It's as hard as you want to make it, really, isn't it?
Yeah, it's what you want to do.
Another thing, sort of, we were talking about last night, weren't we? You know, just sort of fishing a different hook bait. Just sort of mesh up some of these. Just got the cell boilies in there in the crusher, and actually meshing it up. Really simple, just like you would a little PVA bag, really. Screw there, tie it up, chop that off, and you've got yourself a little mesh hook bait. Now, obviously, that's going to be kicking out flavours really well, isn't it? But also, I was thinking, you know, you could just have those sitting in a dip, couldn't you?
Yeah.
And that's going to absorb all of that moisture.
Yeah, that's the neat gear, isn't it? That'd be really kicking up. The dips. This one is like, will stay close to the bottom. You know, the dip will lay out along the bottom.
Ah, right, so
this one will probably come up from the top.
Because it's thinner.
Yeah. If you tip that in the lake, that will just spread along the bottom, you know?
Nice. I suppose that one might actually be a little bit strong for that, wasn't it? But the idea was that, you know, you could basically soak your crumb hook baits in anything and get loads and loads of liquid attracting in there, can't you?
Yeah.
I'm sure that would definitely. Well, in fact, I'm going to put one on later.
You're just looking for an edge, aren't you? What someone else ain't doing.
Yeah, something a little bit different. Trying to stay one step ahead. Like we said, you know, on a lot of days you don't really need to do anything special, but when weather's against you, a little bit of trickery, a bit of carp trickery can help, can't it?
Yeah, it can do. Yeah, if someone over the other bank's catching more than you, and you think, right, I want to, you know, I can show him I can still catch as many as him. It's just something like that, isn't it?
Definitely. And another one, I was thinking, you know, just using little PVA bags of crumb like you do, just add a bit of sea salt, doesn't hurt, doesn't it? And again, bit of green lip mussel, bit of betaine. There's loads of stuff you can do. Really,
you could tip that in there if you wanted to. Your
salt
salt and that.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, it's always added attraction. It's not going to hurt, is it?
Not at all, mate.
No.
Cool. All right, mate. Well, I think that covers most of it, isn't it? Like I say, if people have got something that they're really, you know, confident in, it's worth them bringing a bit of that, isn't it?
Yeah.
But you're not going to go wrong with the old Cello Grange, are you?
I think we sell these on site as well, the dumbbells and the high vis pop-ups.
So it's all there if you need it.
Yeah.
Excellent.
You know, you might forget them or something like that, and you think, oh no, but we have got it all on site as well, you know. And the syrup, I believe we sell the syrups as well.
That's lovely, that stuff, isn't it? You just want to sit there
and
drinking.
obviously that one's nearly run out, look, so.
Lovely. Okay, mate. Well, fingers crossed another one will be along soon.
Yeah, that's it.
There's not many rules to speak of at Dream Lakes. The most obvious one is to fish sensibly and to have carp care utmost in your mind at all times. That way, fish like this will continue to grow and will be here for many years to come, thereby allowing anglers to enjoy their time here even more. The complex is thoroughly professional and around 80% of their business is repeat custom, a statistic that speaks for itself.
Right, Ron, you're obviously a bit of a fan of Dream Lakes.
Yeah.
How many times have you been here?
I'd say it's over a dozen now, at least, yeah.
Really?
Maybe even 14, I can't remember. But way back, started when they didn't have the first bus over here, when the gear used to go under the bottom and you stayed on the top. Like that. And they only had the first Dream Lake one, so...
Excellent. So what actually keeps... Sorry, mate.
Yeah, it's just everything. The big fish for a start, and the amount that you can catch, and the fact that there's always a chance that, you know, you're never a million miles from a decent fish, you know. We used to come out in big groups, 15s of us, and then sort of got my family interested in it and come back every year now. So no doubt we'll be back again next year and the year after, like, you know. So
superb. And you're actually here on a 2-week stint, aren't you?
yeah, I did a week on Dream Lake 1 last week, and can't make it this week over here. So yeah, it's been good.
How'd you get on last week?
All right, I was fish 3 steps, had 23 fish, lost a few as well.
It's a good week, mate, isn't it?
Biggest 44 so far, doing all right on here. Had 27, biggest 42. Just been outdone by my brother-in-law with a 46, but it's still time. So
excellent.
But no, everything about it. So there's not a bad word I can say about the place, like, you know. So seen, you know, a few bowlers come and go, like, you know. So, but no, can't fault the place at all.
Well, hey, that come out of the blue, mate, didn't it?
Yeah, that was, yeah.
See old mate over there, everyone, didn't we?
Just said, didn't we? It's looking good. He's just played one, just landed it over the other side, so...
Hopefully that's that group moved out of that arm.
Yeah, hopefully. It's been blowing a hoolie down here as well, isn't it? So
something had to happen, didn't it, with that different wind direction, and it's probably worth mentioning while we're here, isn't it? The old fluorocarbon mainline. We've sort of both used it this week, haven't we?
Yeah, yeah.
It does definitely help, doesn't it? Keeping it down. I mean, I notice you fish it really, really slack, don't you?
Yeah, I do, because the thing is, like if I was down one of the arms, I've been down there so many times and you see people with bowstring line tight, you know, line really tight, and you're thinking, fish going to go there and just go, ooh, pressure. So
definitely shy away from tight lines, don't they? I remember on, you know, when I worked here on Lake 2, if you get the rods out for a few hours in the evening, you generally just find the biggest spot where no anglers were, wouldn't you? Because
Yeah,
the fish just know, don't they?
That's what I mean. On Lake 2, I do, when I'm last, say I come in, like, if I just don't know if I'm turning up and I just turn up, I aim for the biggest gap.
Always the best bet, isn't it?
Yeah. But I would, like getting back onto the slack lines is, if you ain't got fluorocarbon, flying back leads, you know, just pin everything down. Definitely helps on here, you know.
You know, you've had, what, 20 odd fish? That's pretty good going, isn't it?
Yeah, 20, 25, something
And a
like
50 pound or two.
Yeah.
I've come out for 48 hours and managed to scrape a 40 and a 30 and a couple of 28, so you couldn't ask for much more than that, could I?
No, you know.
And another day, you know, we could have had one after the other, but that's fishing, mate.
That is, isn't it? That's why you keep going back, isn't it?
You know, we've only been here 48 hours and we've seen some awesome fish all around the complex, so it's nice to see that Dream Lakes is as good, if not better than it ever has been.
That's it, yeah.